Class 9 Chemistry Chapter 4 Atomic Structure and Chemical Bonding. Good morning, students. Today we will see about the atomic structure, their discovery, inside an atom, nucleus. Then inside that nucleus, protons, neutrons are there. Outside of the nucleus, electrons are revolving around. So we will see all these things, all these subatomic particles in somewhat brief, and regarding how the atom or how the electrons or how the protons we came to know about them. Let us see. So students, you can see in the introduction how different people from time to time they taught us about the existence of some subatomic particles. So both national, international, means India, from different parts of the world like Greece also. Several people contributed their thoughts about the existence of the minute particles. Then you can see this John Dalton, somewhere around 1808, he considered atoms are indivisible particles that are the fundamental building blocks of matter. The existence of different types of matter is considered to be due to different types of atoms constituting them. So here there are 6 points written in your book. What are the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory? So let us see. The first point: matter consists of very small and indivisible particles called atoms. That we are already familiar with. That the smallest particle or the smallest identity of a matter is atom. Then his second point was atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, means atoms cannot be divided into further parts. This was his thinking. Then third point: the atoms of an element are alike in all respects, but they differ from atoms of other elements. For example, oxygen atom will be different from carbon atom, which will be different from some other sodium atom or magnesium atom likewise. Then atoms of an element combined in small numbers to form molecules. You are familiar with what are molecules? So it is a group of different atoms. So atoms of an element combined in small numbers to form molecules. For example, water is a molecule, and in water the formula is H2O. It means 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. They combine together to form a molecule of water. Then this point: atoms of one element combine with atoms of another element in a simple ratio to form molecules of compounds. So the example which I gave about the water, that only 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom came together. Okay, so in order to form a compound, small number of small number of atoms like 1 atom or 2 atom or 3 atom or 4 atom, likewise they are coming and joining together to form a compound. Okay, and this was the postulate of Dalton, means it was his thought that it is somewhat like this. And the sixth point is atoms are the smallest unit of matter that can take part in a chemical reaction. And we know whenever we are going to write a chemical reaction in some of the earlier chapters, there we were dealing with the reaction modes. So the atoms, different atoms, they were coming together, they were taking part in the reaction. So atoms are the smallest unit of matter that can take part in a chemical reaction. Now let us see what this note says. The latest research on atoms has proved that most of the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory are incorrect, except the atoms that take part in chemical reaction. So it means whatever the 6 points Dalton gave, out of these 6 points, now these days we know 5 points are incorrect, and the last one, that is correct one. That is your sixth point, it is the correct one. Okay, so we cannot blame Dalton that he was totally wrong. Indeed, he laid the foundation to postulate the atomic theory. Okay, but his sixth point that atoms are the smallest unit of matter that can take part in a chemical reaction, it is correct. Now let us see the different subatomic particles are there and who are the discoverers for them. So who discovered electron? It was J.J. Thomson. Then protons were discovered by Goldstein, and these neutrons were discovered by James Chadwick. So the electrons, protons and neutrons are called the fundamental particles of an atom. Now you know one of the postulate of this Dalton is wrong. You see this point number 2, atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Means atoms, they are indivisible. Somewhere it was written in the first point, it was written they are indivisible. But now we know that atom can be further divided into different subatomic particles like electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay. So indeed, these subatomic particles, the electrons, protons and neutrons, are called the fundamental particles of an atom. These particles are the building blocks of all atoms of an element. Now students, come to next page. Now definition of an element. So from the box I'm reading, element is a pure substance that can neither be formed from nor decomposed into simple substance by ordinary physical or chemical methods. Now for example, carbon is an element because it cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances by ordinary method like heating, breaking or passing electricity. Students, you know that carbon is present in our organic compounds like carbohydrates. It is also present in carbon dioxide. It is also present in chlorofluorocarbons. So you can extract, somehow you are able to extract carbon from CFC, carbon from CO2. By some methods you can take it out. Okay, maybe by physical method or by some other chemical method. But after extracting carbon from carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbohydrates, you cannot further break the carbon. That carbon atom you cannot further break by any physical or chemical mean. Okay, so it means carbon in itself is a element. So element is a pure substance that can neither be formed from nor decomposed into simple substances by ordinary physical or chemical methods. Okay, now one note they are giving, that is radioactivity. So on the last side of this page, left hand column, you can see the phenomenon due to which certain elements spontaneously emit highly penetrating rays called radiation. So this radioactivity, basically it is a phenomenon where some radiations are coming out from the nucleus of an atom, and all elements cannot radiate energy, but there are certain elements which can radiate energy. We will have a look over these radioactive elements when we will be discussing periodic table. Now let us come to this definition of an atom. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that exhibits all the properties of that element. It may or may not exist independently but takes part in every chemical reaction. You know students, the smallest particles are the subatomic particles, of course, electrons, protons, neutrons. But as a whole, the identity of an element is maintained in an atom. It is not maintained in the form of protons or electrons or neutrons, but as a whole it is maintained as atom. So once again, an atom is the smallest particle of an element that exhibits all the properties of that element. Now for example, it is given that take a small piece of zinc and grind it into smaller pieces. All these pieces show properties of zinc. On grinding them further, they break up into very fine particles which still show the properties of zinc. So zinc metal, either you take its one piece, get it divided into 2-3,000 pieces, but still all the particles will show the properties of the zinc only. But there comes a stage when the particles cannot be further subdivided into particles exhibiting properties of zinc. These indivisible particles are the atoms of zinc. So, in other words, an atom is the smallest possible unit of an element. So, students, this is all for today. Have a nice day. Goodbye.